gentlemen, North Greenville University would like to welcome you to Pepsi Stadium here on the campus of North Greenville University, where Christ makes a difference. Today's match features the Mount Olive Trojans taking on your North Greenville University Crusaders. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineups first for the visiting Trojans. In goal, number 3, Kendall Blaine. At midfield, number 6, Alina Esparcia. At midfield, number 10, Lauren Mumford. At forward, number 11, Kaylee Mariani. At midfield, number 13, Christina Galvin. At midfield, number 15, Samantha Bearden. At defense, number 17, Kristen Ferriman.
As they walk out, we're good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, North Greenville University would like to welcome you to Pepsi Stadium here on the campus of North Greenville University, where Christ makes a difference. Today's match features the Mount Olive Trojans taking on your North Greenville Crusaders. And now let's meet the starting lineups first for the visiting Trojans. In goal, number 3, Kendall Blaine. At midfield, number 6, Elena Esparcia. At midfield, number 10, Lauren Mumford. At forward, number 11, Kaylee Mariani. At midfield, number 13, Christina Galvin. At midfield, number 15, Samantha Bearden. At defense, number 17, Kristen Ferriman. At midfield, number 18, Vivian Fernandez. At forward, number 20, Jalen Brown. At defense, number 24, Erica Boswell. And in defense, number 25, Jordan Davis. The head coach of the Trojans is Mr. Sharif Saber. He is assisted by Jessica Beal. And now, let's make some noise for your North Greenville Crusaders. In goal, a sophomore from Smithburg, Maryland, number 0, Brianna Rose. At midfield, a junior from Huntington, Maryland, number 3, Ariana Perry. At defense, a sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina, number 7, Abby Robinson. At forward, a senior from Troutman, North Carolina, number 10, Jamie Schitt. At midfield, a senior from Greenville, South Carolina, number 14, Ashton Robinson. At forward, a junior from Merritt Island, Florida, number 15, Carly Denver. At midfield, a freshman from Lenexa, Kansas, number 17, Megan Beal. At forward, a freshman from Clover, South Carolina, number 21, Kayla Coons. At defense, a freshman from Interville, South Carolina, number 23, Sarah Hazelwood. At midfield, a freshman from Gainesville, Florida, number 25, Natalie Johnson. And in midfield, a freshman from Miami, Florida, number 27, Alyssa Minton. and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise. And gentlemen, remove your attachment to invitation and remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let us pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this beautiful day you blessed us with. We thank you for the amazing sport of soccer and that we can come out here and enjoy it. Lord, we ask that you keep all the participants in today's game safe and that we honor you with the talents that you've given us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to Pepsi Stadium on the campus of North Greenville University, where Christ makes the difference. Today, we've got a midday soccer matchup for you as the visiting Trojans out of Mount Olive University are set to take on the homestanding North Greenville University Lady Crusaders. Grace Sutherland, Alan Ellis with you today, and Alan gets started a little bit earlier. At 1 o'clock, some winds blowing out of the south-southwest might have some effect on corner kicks, crosses, things like that. And so North Greenville and Mount Olive are going to have to battle the elements today, despite the rain that has finally moved out yesterday.
And absolutely, this game is going to come down to who's going to have their head in the game. It's a midday game in the middle of the week, so this is going to be not something that's typically usual. For these teams, you're looking at 7 o'clock games throughout the week. Middays are normally your weekend attire, so this is a bit of a change, and we'll see how this one turns out for both sides.
North Greenville comes in 4-3 overall, but 3-1 in conference play as it stands right now. Mount Olive 2-2, 1-1 in the Conference Carolinas, and a couple of players to keep your eye on today. We'll start with Mount Olive, and interestingly enough, these two ladies not in the original starting lineup, but when they substitute in, we will certainly let you know. Number 8, Kaylee Larson, and number 9, Raven Withar, a couple players to watch for the Trojans.
Absolutely, both have done very well, leading the team in collectively shots, goals, every statistical category you could really want out of an offensive weapon. Both of them have really been the catalyst for this offense.
Larson with 18 shots, 11 of them on goal. Withar has 4 goals, 9 total points. All those numbers lead the team in their respective categories. And for North Greenville, a couple players to keep your eye on today. Number 14, Ashton Robinson, and number 17, Megan Beal. Beal leads North Greenville in shots and shots per goal, 12 of 22. But Ashton Robinson able to score a goal last time out, and her setups, especially strikes off free kicks, are very strong for number 14.
Absolutely. That goal she scored ended up being off a free kick, and what me, most of the defense, and pretty much everyone here assumed she was going to pass off to. Just found a small slice of space and was able to slot that into the back of the net. Extremely dangerous off free kicks and setting up her own teammates.
So here is your starting 11 for today's Conference Carolinas matchup. Back in goal for Mount Olive, you have Kendall Blaine. At midfield is Elena Esparcia. At midfield, you've got number 10, Lauren Mumford. Forward, number 11, Kaylee Mariana. At midfield, you got number 13, Christina Galvin. At midfield, number 15, Samantha Bearden. At defense, number 17, Kristen Ferryman. At midfield, you got number 18, Vivian Fernandez. Forward, number 20, Jalen Brown. And last two defenders, number 24, Erica Boswell, and number 25, Jordan Davis. For North Greenville, you've got number 0 back in goal, Brianna Rowe. At center midfield, you got number 3, Ariana Perry. Abby Robinson back in the starting rotation at defender. Jamie Shutt at midfield. Ashton Robinson at midfield. 3 forwards today for head coach Andy Robinson. Carly Denenberg, Megan Beal, Kayla Cruz. Boy, that is a triple-headed monster up front for North Greenville. And Sarah Hazelwood gets a start at defense. And 2 more center midfielders to go, Natalie Johnson and Alyssa Mendez. Starting lineups there for both teams. North Greenville trying to get off to a quick start here. A setup pass to the right side, looking for Cruz. Well, talk about those front 3 for North Greenville. Cruz anchoring the right wing, trying to get the pass there from Jamie Shutt. Carly Denenberg's going to be anchoring in the middle. And it looks like they've got Beal anchoring down the left side. That front 3, you know there's going to be a lot of offense coming from that front line.
Absolutely, and looked for Cruz to be the one that sets it up. A good goal scorer herself, but she's been very good at assisting.
And Cruz trying to feed it through to Denenberg there. Can't quite connect to her. Easy stop for Kendall Blaine, the goalkeeper today for Mount Olive. And Mount Olive must be trying out a rotation of goalkeepers, as the goalkeeper that has seen the most time back in net is Marlena Frutiger, 232 minutes total back in goal. And Haley Childers, she's seen 135, both of them freshmen. And Blaine not even listed on the starting goalkeeper rotation that I have. Actually, here she is she's listed under the field players chart, the junior. A junior from Lumberton, North Carolina. And here comes a free kick for, guess who? Ashton Robinson from North Greenville. Might be a bit out of her range from here, but she'll strike it in. And oh boy, that one looked really good, just a little bit to the right.
And just won herself a corner kick out of that for the team.
And we talked about this last time we were here at Pepsi Stadium. North Greenville has been, I'd say pretty good at earning corner kicks on the season.
No kidding. Just absolutely just about 4 or 5-ing to 1 the opposition on the season.
59-20 in corners. North Greenville has the advantage. The cross comes in, high to the left. Headed away by Mount Olive. Cruz will track it down first. Trying to cut back inside. And Mount Olive still hasn't cleared it yet. Still is in the box. Cruz comes out to cover. And now over to Abby Robinson. Strike in. Looks good over to Denenberg for the goal. Just missed it wide right.
Great idea. Front 3 for North Greenville all standing in the box waiting for that chip shot. Only one Mount Olive Trojan was anywhere remotely close to saving that.
And so a goal kick for Blaine. And a handball going to be called there against Mount Olive. It's number 15, Samantha Bearden, battling with Jamie Shutt. So another free kick for Ashton Robinson. Low line drive kick, bounced up and over the crossbar. And so the header not quite on target for North Greenville. Be a goal kick for Blaine once more.
But regardless of the result right there, North Greenville not able to find the back of the goal just yet. First 5 minutes absolutely controlled by the Crusader side.
Yeah, Mount Olive has not been able to piece together a decent attack yet.
Brianna Rowe has yet to have to step back into her 18-yard box this entire match so far.
Trojans trying to turn up field here with Kristen Fairman. And now set up pass going down the right wing. Now Rowe will have to retreat back. The Trojans with space down the right wing. Cross will come in, headed away by NGU. Got that defensive back line. Sarah Hazelwood able to get rid of that one. The Trojans in the Trojan green jersey as the offside flag will go up against Mount Olive. The Trojan green jersey, black shorts, green socks. North Greenville in the home gray with neon numbers and neon green socks.
Erica, stop releasing Jordan. Now get up, get up, get up. Get him up, Ash, get him up. Stop, you're on 15.
Blaine trying to get her offense going to pick up Jalen Brown down the field. Denneberg coming up to put pressure on the Trojan back line. Jordan Davis, one of those back there. Mentioned Fairman's name some. You got Fairman holding down the left wing of the line. Erica Boswell anchoring the middle. Up front for the Trojans, Esparcia working the middle. She's got Bearden flanked to the left. They're going to try and go to Esparcia. She's got room in the box, waiting on the strike. Ashton Robinson trying to strip it away and does so.
And nice play, no foul called on that. Extremely good defense and able to chip that out for a throw-in.
Esparcia, she's played in 4 games on the season for Mount Olive. No goals scored, but has taken 4 shots. One of them has been on goal. Trojans, all of a sudden, threatening to go up with the score and blocked by Rowe. That one coming from Esparcia, so that's her second shot on goal for the season, but not able to get full contact to it, and Rowe will strike it away. Booming kick from Rowe. Denneberg able to get to it. Pulls it away from the defender. And now North Greenville with the attack. Ariana Perry kicked away by Lauren Mumford. North Greenville ball here with the throw-in coming from Abby Robinson. Another headline on the season for North Greenville is the amount of youth that is on this Crusader team, but coming in with a 3-1 conference record, picked about mid-pack there in 5th place. Lady Crusaders looking to surprise some people as punched away by the goalkeeper, and Mount Olive just lucky to get that cleared away. Shutt sends it back in, but too far in front of everybody and bobbled there by Blaine. Not much room left to save that one. And North Greenville pressing the attack again. Coming up from the left wing, and no such luck over there. He had number 25 trying to get to it for NGU. Natalie Johnson coming up. Ball bounce into the box and easily saved by Blaine again. North Greenville definitely getting plenty of opportunities, but still waiting on that first true strike to really test Blaine. Possession award to North Greenville. Trojans having a tough time establishing possession again. Now they're able to get it. Bearden once again over to Jalen Brown. No such luck. North Greenville pulls away. Beal there, number 17, and struck into the corner and out of play for a goal kick.
Beal had the right idea, just tried to shake Kayla Cruz free, had the ball up there, but just a little too much behind that.
Talking earlier about the youth on this Lady Crusader squad, 2 listed seniors in Jamie Shutt and Ashton Robinson. And another attack's going to fizzle out there, trying to find Perry on the left wing. That 3-1 conference record, don't let that fool you for North Greenville, trying to prove especially the conference preseason poll wrong, and trying to get a top conference standing. Challenge Limestone's going to be a school to watch out for. Mount Olive is always tough year in and year out, but conference wins over Erskine, Lees McRae, Emmanuel. The first conference loss just coming on the road against Barton.
And Gray, you mentioned that.
Denenberg with a strike and scores it over the crossbar, no good. That one would have been good from about 25, but wrong field for that.
But Gray, you mentioned the preseason poll picking North Greenville about mid-pack in this Conference Carolinas standings. But a lot of that can be attributed to the youth on this team. From a preseason polls perspective, from the higher-ups that are looking down at these teams, you're going to see a team full of youth, and you're just not going to know what they can or can't do.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns that come with such a young team, but there's definitely a lot of talent and skill, as Kayla Cruz, one of those freshmen for North Greenville, almost getting a strike down the middle. But you look at the freshmen that North Greenville and head coach Andy Robinson that he does have. You got Cruz, you've got Beal. They're both freshmen, and the senior leadership that this team does have, and Shutt and Robinson, they are very skilled position players. And here comes Denenberg through the middle, and it's kept in play by Mount Olive, cleared out by the Trojans.
But Gray, that connection goes deeper than just freshman to senior. There are still very few juniors on this team as well.
And you're absolutely right there. Ariana Perry, one of those. Denenberg and Gleed, Michaela Gleed. So looking down to some upperclassmen leadership as a strike and a goal scored for North Greenville. Breaking down the middle, it's Ariana Perry, number 3.
And Perry just snuck by the back line, was able to fire that one to the back of the net.
Well, we were just talking about her too.
Funny how that works.
A junior from Huntington, Maryland, breaks open the scoring for North Greenville. Ariana Perry puts North Greenville up 1-0. And how about her first goal of the season? Last home match North Greenville had, the 5-4 win against Emmanuel back on September the 19th. Lady Crusaders doing a very solid job of spreading the ball around, and several players getting their chance to score a goal. North Greenville not done yet. Denenberg trying to break into the box, and Blaine's going to have to come up and stop that one. And North Greenville already 5 shots through about the first 15 minutes of this match. 5 shots, 3 of them on goal. One of those rattled in by Ariana Perry. Kayla Cruz and Megan Beal yet to take a shot, though, but Denenberg with 2. Mount Olive, they're going to have to create some scoring chances for themselves, find a way to get some passes forward to their front line of Esparcia and Christina Galvin up front for the Trojans. Might have a chance here, space, only 2 defenders back for North Greenville, but one of those, Ashton Robinson. Great clear, and it's going to drop forward, trying to find Perry on the left wing. As it will take a nice roll out of bounds. Good awareness by Perry to let that one roll out. Throwing for North Greenville, not too far away from the Trojan goal.
And Gray, we talk about Ashton Robinson's skill on set pieces, but how about that one right there? Just stood in the way of a pass ends up just about creating an opportunity for her offense.
And able to get it to bounce off a Trojan defender and set up what could be a scoring opportunity here for North Greenville. And that will come to an end quick as soon as it got started. Hazelwood over there playing tough defense and whistled for the foul going up against, I believe that was one of the that was Galvin, number 13. Sophomore from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Christina Galvin on the front line for the Trojans today, transferred to Elizabeth City State University. Free kick on the way, and headed away by Abby Robinson, putting an end to that. Finds Beal and bounced away by a Trojan defender, Vivian Fernandez. Teams will trade it back and forth. Here comes Cruz, breaking free, keeper way off her mark, and had to dump that one down the field. And now here comes Denneberg. Trojans get it away from Denneberg, and here comes Shutt, who kicks it out of bounds back to the Trojans.
And Blaine lucky to get that one where she did. Took a pretty lucky spin off the turf and able for her to grab that in her own 18-yard box. The way it was looking, she was going to have to step out and not use her hands outside the box.
Trojans looking for that through pass. Esparcia to the right. And here comes Mumford. Right wing, looking for help. Has 2-3 in the box. And North Greenville covers to respond. Mumford still with it, chipping it up, finding Esparcia. Frustrated by Ashton Robinson, and Rowe with the save as Esparcia trying to feed it through to Jalen Brown. Mount Olive getting tons of space to North Greenville, but then cutting out the passing lane. A rebound goes back to Perry. Now Denneberg. And Denneberg able to get around one defender, but not the second. I thought we were about to have an injured Trojan there as number 8, looks like an 18 Fernandez might have took an inadvertent elbow to the face. Able to stay on her feet. And now Mount Olive drifting back for the throw-in. Sheriff Saber, the head coach for Mount Olive, already lining up a substitution on the sideline. His team down 1-0 here. And North Greenville trying to make it by 2. And Denneberg too far in front of that setup pass from Beal. Starting to creep up upon the halfway point of this first half. North Greenville with the lone goal on the scoreboard, Ariana Perry, giving North Greenville the advantage as it stands currently. Rowe trying to get things going over to the left side to pick up some help over that way. Abby Robinson and Hazelwood working the back line. Ashton Robinson there as well. Jamie Shutt covering the left wing to prevent a breakthrough over there. Some more contact, and North Greenville whistled for the foul. Free kick for Mount Olive on the way. Headed out by Abby Robinson, up to Beal. Chipped up for Natalie Johnson. Johnson through ball, cut away, trying to pick up Perry. And Beal Trying to get the through pass to pick up Cruz. Cruz has it kicked out by the defender. And it'll be North Greenville ball, and already detecting an adjustment by Coach Robinson and North Greenville, as we've seen Beal drift back to play more one of the true midfielder spots, and Perry has come up to fill up the left wing. I'd say it's paid dividends as Perry has the only goal scored so far. Ball out of bounds. Is that a corner kick?
That is a corner kick. Nice play by Ariana Perry right there on the end line to keep that alive and bounce it off a Trojan. And another set-piece opportunity for the Crusaders.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. North Greenville keeping the corners coming. And as they have surpassed the 60 corner mark on the season. Shot loose in the box. Somebody's got to get a foot to that, and Mount Olive pops it up. And they whistle first. And everybody clearing out the box, so suspecting an offensive foul, if you want to call it that, against North Greenville. And we're still waiting on the first substitutions of the game. Both teams now have one lined up. Kara Scott waiting patiently to come in for Mount Olive, and Mary Courtney Perrier has now stood up for NGU.
Great, that one's going to be whistled against the defense, and Ashton Robinson is set up to take a penalty kick.
Now that's why everybody was clearing out. So Robinson setting up for the PK. Referee must not have liked something that was going on in the box. So can Robinson get another piece to go in? On the whistle, Robinson to the ball, strikes, and it's saved. Blaine guessed correctly on the strike. Robinson trying to go for the low left corner, and that is a big save for Mount Olive to keep things only down by one.
Absolutely huge for this Trojan team. The bench loved it. Going to wind up a corner kick to North Greenville again. Their 61st of the season. But still an incredible save right there by Blaine.
Cross into the box, low, and off the side of the net. Well, that's going to be an early game-changing moment there with about 24 minutes left to play in the first half. Mount Olive able to keep things only down by one. Because we have seen teams that have been able to come back from goal deficits before, but the larger that gets, down by two halfway through the first half, that really gets into your mindset, and that makes it's not impossible, but I mean, when you come into it expecting the mental aspect of the game to be a big thing, as it always is, being down by two in the first half, that could affect you and your team, and you got to keep them in it for all 90 minutes. Good break here for the Trojans. They're going to at least make it to the edge of the box. Bearden on the move, lines it up, and Rowe will get the trickler, easy save.
And Esparcia was pointing to a spot, trying to get a pass so she could go after it. Just too far ahead, and she was caught offside anyway.
And Mount Olive, only one shot. Was on goal, but only one shot through the half of the first half that we have played. Here the wind still gusting on. Bit of a dreary Tuesday here in the Tigerville area, really the entire upstate. Foul going to be called against North Greenville. So another North Greenville lining up for what might be another foul-heavy game. Free kick on the way. Able to pick up Bearden, goes back to Scott, then Bearden again, and out of bounds to NGU.
And going to get the water break here.
Yeah, mid-afternoon game, only about 1:30 right now. So the unofficial end of the first quarter. Well, looking at 84 degrees outside, that's surprisingly, and as shocking as this may sound, cooler than it has been, especially the past couple weeks. So about 21 and a half minutes to go in the first half. North Greenville leads 1-0, courtesy of Ariana Perry's goal over the head of goalkeeper Kendall Blaine. Now, I'll tell you what, we'll take the timeout. Let them bring you back for the rest of the first half here on the North Greenville Sports Network and Conference Carolina's digital network. And just under 22 minutes left to play here in the first half. North Greenville leading Mount Olive 1-0. We'll finish out this first half and then rewind the clock to 45 more for the second half of play. Ariana Perry has North Greenville up by 1. And it has stayed that way as Ashton Robinson set up for a penalty kick, put a foot to it, and Kendall Blaine coming up with the save to keep her Trojan squad only down by 1. Otherwise, we could be fully looking at a 2-0 game. And now the Trojans trying to find the equalizer, and Rowe having to come up and make a big-time save as the Trojans had Esparcia breaking wide open, nobody covering her.
But there was a reason she was open offside from the very get-go. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, but Grabe, it is a hot afternoon up in the 80s here in late September, but those water breaks you get 1.5, serving sort of as a pseudo timeout anyway.
That's right.
So Grabe, what are these two teams going to do differently here in this final 20 minutes of the first half?
Yeah, it almost breaks that's what I call it, the unofficial end of the first quarter. It breaks the game up by quarters because we'll get one at the midpoint of the second half too. So it gives you a little bit more time, about 60 to 90 seconds to plan your strategy as the flag will go up, but a foul against the Trojans. Lots of contact over there on the far side. Fourth one against them.
And Gray, we were talking about the game plan Coach Robinson seems to have in place for this North Greenville team, and if you look up to that front line, no one truly playing a forward position. 3 different players standing on the front line waiting for one to break free.
Yeah, about the only one that has stayed where she started the game was Kayla Cruz, but then again, she's been dropping back to that midfield spot. Beal has now rotated up to the front line. Perrier, since she has been subbed into the game, she is now standing on the front line for North Greenville. And Perry still locking down the left wing, but it was Beal who started the game over on the left, and then she rotated with Perry. So imagine it to be like a revolving door of sorts, but a good revolving door. Because you got to watch out for those bad ones.
And Gray, you got to appreciate the coaching that's coming off the North Greenville sideline. Yes, they had a game plan coming in. Yes, they had an idea, but they're evolving as time goes on. and just playing to the strengths of their players and the weakness of the defense.
Let's double down on the subs here for North Greenville. You got Aiden Boatwright, number 11, checking in, and Maggie Shop, number 24.
Abby Robinson and Kayla Cruz coming off for the time being.
Perrier trying to get to it. Looking for that setup ball into the box. Can't break around the defender. And defender knocks it away. It will be North Greenville ball. Perrier may not have the flashy numbers on the stat sheet for North Greenville, but it's almost the same case as Ashton Robinson. As here comes a crack at it, and Blaine having to make the save at the post. And that was Beal on the shot. But Perrier, she may not have the flashy numbers, but she is very close to a breakthrough mark for North Greenville. They're number 12, redshirt freshman for North Greenville, another one of those young players. She is bound for that breakthrough and to have a good season, I would say.
And absolutely, a lot of these players, and we talked about it earlier in the season, just different look lineups, different positions, different everything across the board, just trying to figure out the best place for all 11 spots on the field. So at any point, any of these freshmen could really break out, Gray.
And it is going to be a corner kick for Mount Olive. This will be their first. A good chance to get that equalizer the Trojans looking for. That clock drawing ever closer to the end of the first half. Cross in. High enough the mark, bounced off a couple of Trojans, and then North Greenville somehow able to clear that out. That shot dropped in the middle of 3 Trojans, and now a second chance cross coming in. Esparcia heads it up, and Rowe will make the save.
And just an unfortunate break for the Trojans team. Yes, it fell at the foot of 3 different Trojans, but all were facing towards the other side of the field.
And Rowe, another booming kick. And Perrier trying to break it through. And her through pass, nobody home, except for the goalkeeper, Kendall Blaine, for Mount Olive.
Trying to find Beal on a route crossing towards the middle, but Beal not quite on the same page. Shop also open on the right side.
Yeah, Shop subbing in. She'll lock down the right wing. And at midfield, number 20 there, Jalen Brown for Mount Olive, trying to get away from Boatwright. And does, but now she's got trouble with another NGU defender. That was Mendez coming up to pressure. Mount Olive, nice little chip-up shot, and they've got a player behind the defense, but the flag is up.
Shot was off target anyway, but still North Greenville back line doing exactly what they should be doing, tricking these Mount Olive forwards into offside calls. That's what, the 4th, 5th already?
And it was Bearden who got the nice little chip-up shot from Brown. And that's at least the 3rd offside call against Mount Olive already in this first half. So the Trojans, awareness on the field might be something to work on during halftime.
You have to look at this good play from the back line out of Ashton Robinson, Jamie Shutt, any and all of the Crusaders up there, as that one's going to be taken down by Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson with a header, but Mount Olive not done yet, trying to swing things over to Kara Scott coming in from the left wing. And setting up for the goal kick will be Rowe.
And 2 subs getting ready to come on, Gray, and look who one of them is.
One of the players to watch, finally, for Mount Olive. Kaylee Larson, number 8, a senior from New Bern, North Carolina, along with number 16, Anna Martinetti, freshman from Easton, Pennsylvania.
But Gray, just to finish that thought, that back line for North Greenville, they're doing the old forward trap set. All you have to do is, once you see the pass coming, just stop. All you have to do is trick the player into being offside, being a step ahead of you, and you're going to get the flag every single time.
Perrier's got space, looking through to Beal again. Mount Olive able to knock it away. Bill gets the rebound, goes over to Mendez. Mendez, good foot challenge there from the Trojans. And number 8, Kaylee Larson dropping into the right wing, now rotating to the midfield spot. And she was one of our players to watch today for Mount Olive. If you're just joining us, leading the team 11 in shots on goal with 11 and overall shots with 18. And assists at 3. Mount Olive not having much luck turning up field. Almost a little bit of a throwdown tackle there. Boatwright getting thrown down to the turf, referee says we play on. 13 minutes to go in the first half as Mount Olive loses possession out of bounds. And now North Greenville readying up Shelby Shepard to come in. And Perrier will come back to the bench. Shepard, a freshman out of Johns Creek, Georgia. And the through pass setting up, looking for help on the right side. Goalie off for Mark Blaine, couldn't hang on to it, crossed back in, and kicked away right back to the goalie Blaine. As how about Maggie Shop? Maggie Shop having space right side. And a little too much English on the strike. And now Galvin. Robinson clears it out, trying to go to Esparcia. Trojan backline holding there. Erica Boswell sends it back forward, and Robinson puts a foot to it. And too far out in front of anybody to get to that one. And Blaine with another goal kick out of the box. Shelby Shepard with a header there and getting her first touch and subbing in. And North Greenville able to pull it back. Natalie Johnson. Over to Mendez. Mendez setting up, going to Shepard off her heel. Track that down, get it back over to Mendez. And Mendez on the strike did not get her full force into that one. And the Trojans will clear it out. Maybe not. Jamie Shutt up to it. Sends it to Shepard on the header. And Blaine will have another save. Mount Olive keeper Kendall Blaine already with 4 saves throughout this first half. Only 2 for Brianna Rowe. And now a line change here for North Greenville. Let's see, number 6, number 19, that is Cameron Pagliaro, Emma Shearer, and I believe we've got number 18, that's Madison Kelly, and she's going to take the throw in here, help a substitution. But his first look, at least I believe we've gotten at number 6, Cameron Pagliaro, freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who has been injured for a good portion of the 7-game season that North Greenville has played. This is number 8, and I believe that name does sound familiar. Should sound familiar to most folks around here.
Absolutely, Alex Pagliaro, your connection.
That is right.
But
well, it's also the same number. She wore number 6.
She did wear 6. Cameron Pagliaro did get a start in the season opener versus Lander, but that's the game she ended up getting injured in. Hasn't really seen the field since, so good to see number 6 back on the field, albeit wearing a knee brace on her right leg.
Yeah, still has that brace on, so that'll be a point of emphasis to watch throughout the rest of this match. And Pagliaro taking up a spot on that far defensive side of the line. Brianna Rowe having to make another save there. The Trojans getting too close for comfort as number 5, Joelle Chick, freshman from Roanoke, Virginia, will come in. Alyssa Mendez will head off. Score still 1-0. Ariana Perry with the lone goal on the scoreboard. Nice sliding challenge there to kick the pass away from Mount Olive. That was number 23, Kara Scott, getting in the way of that one. The Trojans themselves, only 4 seniors on their listed roster. And Scott, one of those out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Called upon there again for the clear.
Great, just to finish up on Cameron Pagliaro, played 37 minutes in the opener, but that was back on August 30th, so hasn't played a game in just about a month.
And not showing any ill effect there, going for the sliding challenge and now shoved out of bounds. And she gets up all right, so not showing any ill effects so far.
And that's good to see out of number 6, but that's just always something you have to be worried about that first game back. Coming off the bench right here in game 8 of the season, so nice to see her back on the field, but everyone involved is going to be a little cautious about it.
North Greenville in the past 7 minutes, or past 5 to 7 minutes, have made 5 substitutions trying to get something going as the offense kind of stalled out for North Greenville. The Trojans' back line is stiffened up some, and North Greenville hasn't gotten too much pressure as Shop to the middle, looking for Shepard, bounced around, and Blaine jumps up in front of that one. So, forget what I said about the stagnant offense. North Greenville able to find some rhythm there. And now they called for the handball.
Mount Olive playing hurry up now, trying to find something before the end of the half.
And you still got 6.5 minutes. There's time in there for a couple good attacks left. Pagliaro with the challenge, strips it away. And sends it forward looking for Perry. Perry cuts it back, gives it to Pagliaro. Pagliaro lines up for Joelle Chick. Chick looking to the right side, has Shop, back to the middle. And the Trojans send it out of play. Victoria Valentine set to come on for NGU. Freshman out of Fort Myers, Florida. And it is Perry coming off.
The goal scorer getting some well-deserved rest here at the end of the first half.
Another Trojan deflection out of bounds. North Greenville still with the ball, trying to keep possession for this final 5 minutes that are left. And now a shot lined up and coming in and over the head of 2 different players and into the hands of Blaine.
Blaine had to readjust right there. Tried to come at it, but players crossing really got in the way of that one.
Booming goal kick. Goes to Joelle Chick. And another whistle, and what do we have? NGU foul.
And Shelby Shepard going to be the one whistled for the infraction. And that's just... It's a double-edged sword playing Shelby Shepard in that spot. Has the height and the strength over the defense in that position on the Trojans, but any little thing is going to be magnified when there's that big of a disparity.
Got a few inches on the, looks like the tallest defender out there from Mount Olive, number, well, can't see if she turn around. Looks like Jalen Brown out there, the tallest to challenge Shepherd, number 20. Ashton Robinson trying to set up down the field and kicked out by the Trojans.
Clock continues to run down under 4 minutes.
Trojans get it back. Now Shelby Shepherd able to strip it. Had a shot deflected. That one caught a piece of Erica Boswell on the way by. And here comes Pagliaro. And a shot lined up and will trickle in. And that one coming from outside the box. And it was Aiden Boatwright, number 11.
And Boatwright found the space. There was a crease between the two sets of defenders and just caught Blaine just slightly off her spot. Tipped off her hand to the back of the goal. And now that's got to be pretty crushing to this Trojans team, trying to get to halftime down 1, now down 2.
Boatwright catching Blaine going left, able to put just enough touch to it to get it to go right off the fingers of Blaine. And North Greenville will go up 2-0 with Aiden Boatwright's goal, her first of the season. And just under 3 minutes to go. In the first half, that is. So Mount Olive, some adjustments to make coming up at the break. North Greenville's offense, prolific offense, continues to fire on all cylinders. North Greenville Lady Crusaders, the women's soccer, has only been shut out once all season. That was against USC Aiken. They have scored at least 1 goal in all other games played this season, obviously including this one. Trying to get it set up again. Emma Shearer stripped of it, lands back to Joelle Chick. Over to Shop. Shop trying to break around Brown, cross into the box. Blaine having to come way outside, but makes a save.
Wasn't able to get it on the first touch. Had to just spike it back towards the ground and go after it a second time. Second chance opportunity was there for North Greenville, just not able to capitalize.
Shelby Shepherd was standing in the middle, just lost the ball after it bounced out the first time.
And right here, you're seeing just the special kind of player that Cameron Pagliaro is. Just able to play that midfield spot and able to just keep taking it off the feet of different Trojans every time they try and get past her.
Definitely bringing the pressure. And now North Greenville, they're thinking about 3 goals before the half. 1 minute to go in the first half. North Greenville leads 2-0.
And gonna get a corner kick here as time is starting to expire.
4th of the half. They'll try and get lined up for it, but burn enough clock off that Mount Olive can't mount the counterattack. Cross in, over to the right post, off the hands of the goalkeeper. Trojans trying to clear. So far, so good for them as they chase it now into the near side corner. And Mount Olive has to defend again, and Blaine covered that one as the cross came in from Shearer. And this might take us to the break. 13 seconds to go. Mount Olive lining up for the goal kick. Blaine fires it over across midfield. Joelle Chick puts a foot to it. Mount Olive trying to get it downfield. And Cameron Pagliaro's header will take us to the halftime break. So through the first 45, pretty much all Lady Crusaders, except for a few moments here and there where Mount Olive were able to mount a couple of attacks. 2 shots, though, for the Trojans, but 10 for North Greenville, and they will have the lead heading into the half. 2-0 your score. North Greenville leading Mount Olive. First 45 down, another 45 to go. as we'll take a timeout with them and bring you back for more women's soccer here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network.
And fans, North Greenville University Women's Soccer would like to give a special shout out to Martin Hill of Sassafras for your continued support of women's soccer. Thank you, Martin.
And welcome back to the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Get ready to start the second half between Mount Olive and North Greenville. Lady Crusaders lead it by a score of 2-0 as things stand right now. Got some halftime stats to go over for you. As mentioned, North Greenville with the lead, 2-0 over Mount Olive. And what a distribution of shots it has been for North Greenville. 10 total shots, one coming from Ariana Perry, who's opened the scoring for North Greenville with a goal. Abby Robinson has an assist. Jamie Shutt with a shot and a shot on goal. Ashton Robinson has 2 shots, both of those on goal. Carly Denneberg with a pair of shots. Megan Beal has a shot on goal. And then Cameron Pagliaro, she has come in and played masterfully at defense. Shelby Shepard with a shot. Aiden Boatwright with the second goal of the game for North Greenville. That was her first goal of the year. Emma Shearer also has a shot. For Mount Olive, Elena Esparcia has both the shots for the Lady Trojans of Mount Olive. No goals to show for it, despite both of those being on goal. Kendall Blaine has made 5 saves, including a huge one to keep things where they are. At the time, it was 1-0, staving off the penalty kick shot from Ashton Robinson. And that's pretty much one of the few hopes that Mount Olive, I feel like, has a chance of mounting a comeback right now, Alan.
Absolutely. Going to have to go through Esparcia and have to get some more players involved. If it boils down to just Esparcia, North Greenville's really just going to clamp down on that thread and just wait this one out for 45 minutes.
North Greenville dominating the corner kicks 4-1, shots 10-2, saves 5-2 in favor of Mount Olive there, and both teams with 5 fouls. Back underway here to start the second half. North Greenville now going from right to left across the field. Mount Olive from left to right. So let's see how Brianna Rowe will do in the right end goal, as she had the left end goal for that whole first half. 83 degrees outside here at Pepsi Stadium. We will get another water break, unofficial timeout, unofficial end of the third quarter, however you want to describe it as. Is midday matchup, conference matchup, being brought to you on both the North Greenville Sports Network and the Conference Carolinas Digital Network, a new streaming service for the Conference Carolinas where you can find all the teams in the conference on this new digital streaming platform. A kick out of bounds will go back to Mount Olive for their first touch of the second half. Mount Olive going the wrong way, being chased into the corner and out of bounds for the Trojan throw-in. North Greenville with the throw-in call reversed. Abby Robinson heaving the throw-in. We're now lining up a shot, and it'll go wide right, and that attack will come to an end.
Just awkward placement. That's taking a shot towards the goal, hoping for the best, but about the only opportunity North Greenville had in that situation, and now see what Mount Olive can really do with a planned attack.
And starting off the second half of play for Mount Olive, Kendall Blaine back in goal, Kaylee Larson, Anna Martinetti, Kristen Ferriman, Vivian Fernandez, Erica Boswell, Elena Esparcia, Amy Darrow. Marlena Frutiger is out there listed as getting a start here in the second half, number 0. Christina Galvin and Mackenzie Abbott. For North Greenville, you got Brianna Rowe back in goal, Ariana Perry, Michaela Gleed listed as being out there. And there she is at the midfield spot. Kayla Cruz, Shelby Shepard, Alyssa Mendez, Abby Robinson, Cameron Pagliaro, Sarah Hazelwood, Ashton Robinson, and Jamie Shutt, the 11 on the field for North Greenville.
And Gray, you mentioned Frutiger back in goal now for the Trojans. And you mentioned earlier in the game about the split time and goal for Mount Olive. So what is this going to mean for both sides of the ball?
No, it's still Blaine. I think it's still Blaine back in goal, but Frutiger listed as put into the starting rotation here at the start of the second period, and I'm trying to find. And, well, it is Frutiger back in goal, so where is Blaine gone? Oh, I see her. Number 3 over here has drifted back to the defensive back line. Listed, well, and even then I remember talking about at the start of the game how she was listed under the field player category but was back in goal for that first half. So you are 100% correct. So not too sure what's going on with the goalkeeper situation at Mount Olive, but Coach Saber making the change there, putting Frutiger back in goal now. She has seen the most time back in net, so maybe she can help keep things level as they are right now.
And it's interesting you point out that the move to the defensive line for the starting goalkeeper, that's pretty bizarre at any level of soccer to really see a goalkeeper play a field position in the same game.
And Blaine has started 3 games for Mount Olive, but that was and I'm assuming those are not back in net. And Blaine, she has a goal, 2 points, 5 shots, 4 of them on goal. So
that's a true utility player is what I think you'd call that.
Again, she's pretty decent field player for Mount Olive. So let's see what she's got from that defensive back line. Trojans in business here at the right end of the field to be doing it. Trying to line up the cross in. Rowe misjudged it. And Mount Olive has to let that one go out of bounds, trying to slide it back into play. And Mount Olive they have to do what North Greenville is at this moment, spread the ball around. North Greenville's got 10 shots, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. If I counted correctly, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different players have taken those 10 shots. And 1 player from Mount Olive has their 2 shots in Esparcia. Mount Olive is going to they have got to find somebody else open downfield. And at the same time, it's just pretty much same song, second verse for North Greenville. They've got to keep doing what they've been doing, and Mount Olive is starting off this second half as there's a hard challenge from Pagliaro. Mount Olive gets across into the box, though, and cleared out by North Greenville, but what a tackle there by Pagliaro. You wouldn't know she'd been hurt for most of the season. Shot lined up, Mount Olive with a chance, and they will score. And no goal. No goal. Referee saying no goal.
Offside in the box.
Yeah, referee was waving his arms and shaking his head. No goal for Mount Olive. It was number 13 who finally got one past the road, Christina Galvin. But the referee waves it off.
And that's got to be a little demoralizing for the Trojans, but they're going to keep at it.
And trying to line it up and right to the keeper row. Number 6, Esparcia that time. Kaylee Larson getting credited with a shot, so the second player is in the shot column for Mount Olive. So someone other than someone named Elena Esparcia has a shot from Mount Olive. The line change coming up here for North Greenville. Boatwright's back in. Denneberg's back in. Beal's back in. Abby Robinson, Shelby Shepard, and Michaela Gleed are all off. North Greenville with the throw in, going to Beal. Cut away by Mount Olive. Long shot from Mendez, and diving save made by Frudiger.
And that's the second shot North Greenville's taken from well outside the 18 this half.
That's how Boatwright got her goal. She was way downtown. Denneberg trying to turn upfield, dump off to the right wing. Over to Beal, back to Denneberg. Cleared out by the Trojans' back line. Brown. As the way conference standings right now, Limestone's still the team to beat. They're a game ahead of Erskine and North Greenville as a foul called against Mount Olive. Limestone still with a perfect 4-0 conference record, a game ahead of Erskine and North Greenville, who are in a tie for that second place. Both those teams a game ahead of Emmanuel, sitting at 2-1. Headed away by number 3, that was Blaine. On defense now. Starting goal started this game in net for Mount Olive, shifting to the defensive line. Marlena Frudiger back in net now for the Trojans. That's been probably the biggest headline of the second half so far. The Trojans trying to keep it away from Ariana Perry, chased into the corner. And who touched it last? Looks like a throw-in for Mount Olive as it just barely missed being a goal kick. Mount Olive's got to be careful here. They can't do that. Beal had to strike as Mount Olive turned it over in their own box, and Beal almost made him pay for it.
And Shelby Shepard got a goal just like that the last time North Greenville back at home, and you know the Trojans have been looking out and making sure that doesn't happen.
Whistle and a foul against North Greenville.
3 substitutes getting ready to come on for the Trojans at the next stop.
And now Alyssa Mendez getting tangled up. North Greenville will get it cleared out. Samantha Bearden there getting tangled up with Mendez. 4 defenders back for North Greenville from the far side. Shutt, Robinson, Hazelwood, and Pagliaro, that back line now for North Greenville. Here comes the line change for the Trojans. 11, 20, and I think it was 18. You got Kaylee Marani, and number 16 was that 18, I thought it was, Anna Martinetti. And Jalen Brown, she will come back in. So North Greenville with a triple substitution. Mount Olive responds 4 minutes later. Brudiker called upon to come up and make that save. And Perry providing pressure on it again. Trojans trying to turn upfield. They go backwards, back to the defensive line. Nowhere to go for Galvin. And out of bounds, back to North Greenville. defensive check there from Mount Olive. Jalen Brown quite literally took that one on the chin. Able to get it back to her own team, though. And now a hard challenge and the North Greenville foul.
Now the Trojans out of the woods for now, but as this clock starts ticking away towards the 1 hour mark, got to start mounting an offense and try and start chipping away at this lead.
This refereeing crew not letting a lot of contact go. 17 fouls for North Greenville, 6 for Mount Olive. But still, I don't think we've quite reached roughing the passer territory yet.
I don't think we'll ever get that bad.
Yeah. Although now we have a new scale for penalty calls here as Beal onside, trying to outrun the defenders and off the post. And a goal kick coming up as it was last touched by Beal, so a goal kick coming up for Frutiger. And again, another chance gets away from North Greenville. And it's basically been a story of missed opportunities today for the Lady Crusaders. Ashton Robinson having a penalty kick blocked. That shot from Beal going off the post.
And you're going to look back at this game if you're North Greenville, and you're totally convinced at this point right now you should be up 4-0. So if this game starts getting away from you, if the Trojans start scoring goals, and if they can come back and fight back into this game, you're going to look back at those 2 opportunities for the North Greenville sideline and just wonder what could have been.
Mackenzie Neff subbing in there for Kayla Cruz. Mentioned head coach Andy Robinson kind of going with the rotation up on the front line. So Mackenzie Neff now filling in on the front line. Beal on the right side. Out of bounds off the defender, so North Greenville gets it back. Here's Neff in the box looking for her first touch and off the crossbar.
North Greenville lately hit everything but the back of the net.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right post and the crossbar so far.
Well, the only thing left untouched is that left post, so let's see what's coming up. Perry trying to turn it upfield. She has one of the 2 goals for North Greenville today. A nice move there from Boatwright, lining it up and stripped of it. Gets it back, though. Fires it over to Perry. Perry going to the right wing to pick up Neff. And now Neff thinking about the cross, trying to get by one defender and has it sent out of bounds.
And going to win a corner.
5th corner for North Greenville this game as they are on a tear for corner kicks this season. Mount Olive only with 1 corner all game through 60 minutes.
North Greenville tipping to the mid-60s now on the season.
Cross into the box. Head up by the Trojan. Beal does, yes she does, score it.
Absolutely going to bounces off the keeper, falls between right into the 5-hole, ends up creasing the back of the net. Now North Greenville starting to pad that lead, 3-0.
Couldn't tell where it was in traffic. Bounced off a Trojan defender first. It might have been Blaine that it bounced into first, and then Beal says thank you very much.
It absolutely was Blaine it bounced off of. It just fell off the foot of Blaine and died right there in front of the net. Beal just took a crack at it. And that's all it's going to take to put a 3 on the board for North Greenville.
Megan Beal, one of our players to watch coming in. We'll take credit for that one again. Thank you. Do we know how to pick those or what?
It's almost like we're good at this or something. Almost.
Yeah. So many jokes there, so many things to say. North Greenville not done yet, though. Long high crossing pass smothered by Fruitiger. Now, if you're Mount Olive, you've basically got to press every opportunity you get now and get your attacks upfield, as you've got to now make up 3 goals just to equalize.
Gray, after that goal scored, Blaine over here on the sideline getting attended to.
Yeah, trainer looking at the left knee of Kendall Blaine. And now here comes Perry pressing, and Fruitiger makes a stop.
After the goal score came up limping just a little bit. Maybe a little contact with Beal, was unable to see exactly what happened right there, but
yeah, kind of taking a cross check from the leg of Beal on the shot. But they're working on the left knee of Blaine. Expect that's probably a good idea of what's happened right there. Here's Hazelwood trying to set up the attack. Nice through ball looking for Perry, but way too far out of her reach.
And that's a pretty big loss for the Trojans defensively. Blaine played fairly well in goal, saving a penalty kick, only allowing 2 past her in the first half.
And she has good numbers as a field player.
And Gray, it's not every day. And I know we've mentioned it already about a goalkeeper playing in the field as well, but you mentioned she scored some goals, she's had some shots. Not every day you see a player single-handedly affect her own plus-minus.
That is true, very true as well. Pagliara moving up to try and help out the left wing, looking forward to Emma Shearer. Trojans reject that one. You tell there the defenders from Mount Olive backing away from the contact. Number 13, Galvin putting her hands up as the referee's not letting the contact stand today. And Trojans send it high, packing out of bounds. Should be North Greenville ball. So this will be the 4th time all season North Greenville has scored 3 goals or more. And the three of those previous games were wins. One against Milligan, one against Emmanuel. And trying to make it 4. Here's Shearer down the left wing. Looking for the cross, still looking. And it's a corner kick, NGU.
Nice defensive play by the Trojans to get rid of that crossing opportunity, but still a corner opportunity for North Greenville.
So if you look at the numbers, North Greenville 3-0 when scoring 3 goals or more.
Gray hasn't been all that easy or all that simple. The Milligan game you mentioned went to double overtime, had to be won there.
Manuel was very close to going into overtime.
5-4 matchup.
Yeah, late scored there, able to put North Greenville past the Lions. The offensive shootout with 9 goals scored in that one. No kidding.
Which kind of got lost in the shuffle in that, the men's game the night before.
What was that, going 7 goals in that one?
Yeah, 5-2, but most of the game was played down a man on the opposition.
Mm-hmm. And that was against the Lakers of Clayton State. And speaking of the Emmanuel Lions, we finally have a correct makeup date and time for that men's game. It will be made up tonight at 7 right here at Pepsi Stadium. And I do believe we will carry that one here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. So Hurricane Florence shaking up the athletic schedule quite a lot, actually.
Absolutely. Also going to be back in action tonight for North Greenville women's volleyball, but
yeah, Southern Wesleyan coming into town. That game, not really sure what happened, but those two teams normally play very late in the volleyball season, but that game shuffled around and popping up here on September 26th.
And then due to the hurricane really shaking up the athletic schedule, North Greenville women's volleyball going to be playing 7 o'clock games the next 3 nights.
Yeah, tonight against Southern Wesleyan, tomorrow against Truett McConnell, and Friday against Converse. But that game, we do know, was forced to reschedule as Converse had already canceled classes before the hurricane arrived. Here's Denneberg. She's looking for her first goal. Lines up the shot and right to Frudiger. Third shot of the game, though, for Denneberg. And surprisingly, she is not leading the team. It is Beal with 4. It has been tough sledding for Carly Denneberg this season. Has the shots, just not the goals to show for it.
Not yet, and 8 games into the season, it's got to start to get frustrating as you start creeping into conference play. And you're trying to be the catalyst for your own offense, trying to get some shock or upset wins. You want to be there for your team, and if you're taking 3-4 shots a game and not converting, it's got to be frustrating.
Free kick here for North Greenville, lined up, headed away by the Trojans. That'll trickle out of bounds and should be a North Greenville throw-in as we have multiple players down and now getting up. 2 Trojans and a Lady Crusader down. Everybody able to get up. As heavy contact, Maggie Shop can tell you the injured Crusader. She's up and moving around. And we still have 1 Trojan that is shaken up on the play. So Shop's going to get checked out, and one of the Trojans is going to get checked out.
And this is going to serve as the water break.
I mean, it is pretty much halfway through the half, so the unofficial end of the third quarter. North Greenville leading 3-0 over Mount Olive. Multiple scoring chances, opportunities today for North Greenville. 15 shots, 11 of them on goal, while holding Mount Olive to only 3 shots, 2 of those on goal halfway here through the first half. So needless to say, it's a busy day, but still, even though Florence may be gone, still feeling some ill effects of that storm, as trying to make up and get caught back up with the regular portion of the schedule. Men's soccer tonight here from Pepsi Stadium. Women's volleyball from Hayes Gymnasium. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's the first home volleyball game this season.
Absolutely
here for NGU.
Is, and it's Hurricane Florence kind of screwed up the original home opener idea, but North Greenville volleyball finally getting a shot at playing on the home court here, what, a month into the season?
Yes, coming in 7-8 last time checked, and of course, you know, volleyball programs, they like to start off their season with these rotating tournaments. North Greenville had to go to Virginia for one of those. So they've been playing, we just haven't seen them yet.
Well, lucky for us, we're going to see them 3 nights in a row.
Yeah, they had a trip up to Virginia State, then they had a tournament down in Due West. I'm guessing that one was hosted by Erskine. Then they had a tournament over in Spartanburg hosted by Converse. So, and then 1, 2, 3 in a row road games. And unfortunately, it is a 2-game losing streak for NG women's volleyball, being shut out by Erskine and Emmanuel, and trying to rebound against a Southern Wesleyan team that has been extremely competitive in the Conference Carolinas play, and also made a Division II women's volleyball tournament run not too long ago.
And got to be a little frustrating for North Greenville. Started the season 4-0.
Yeah, they swept that Virginia State tournament.
Gone 3-8 since.
And only won 1 game in the Fleet Classic tournament in Due West, and then only one game won out of the Converse tournament in Spartanburg. So that North Greenville recap brought to you by us here at the North Greenville Sports Network. And now back to women's soccer. North Greenville trying to put 4 goals up on the board. Most they've scored on the season so far was that fiver against Emmanuel. And with the players stacked with such young players, it seemed like you wouldn't expect this, but they again, we talked about it earlier. They feel like they've kind of been overlooked, overshadowed. They're tied for second in the conference standings right now with Erskine, a team that they beat earlier in the season. And somebody's got to make a run at Limestone.
And Gray, would you look at this?
Is it another
Foul
PK?
inside the box. Second PK opportunity of the day for North Greenville.
Looks like Sarah Hazelwood lining up to take it, so let's see what Frudiger's got. North Greenville 0 for 1 on penalties today. Ashton Robinson had one denied earlier. And here comes Hazelwood, number 23. Whistle blows on the strike, and she scores!
Right upper 90.
So North Greenville able to cash in one of the PKs today. And it is 4-0 in favor of NGU.
And great, 2 subs coming on after the goal scored.
9 and 26, it looks like. That is Hope Robson, a redshirt freshman out of Englewood, Florida, and Taylor Harvey, freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida. Hazelwood with her second goal of the season. North Greenville leading comfortably now just past halfway here in the second half. Mount Olive trying to score quick. The Trojans getting tangled up there. Jamie Shutt on defense going up against Kiki Spence. And haven't called Spence's name much this match. Sophomore out of Ontario, Canada. Transfer out of Lake Erie College. And a rare corner kick for the Trojans. That's only their second the whole match. Low line drive cross, takes a hop, and bouncing around, North Greenville will clear it. Boy, that is a heart-dropping feeling, losing that in the box. Rowe trying to search around and find it. And now North Greenville pressing the attack forward. Here comes Shearer. Shearer looking forward to Shop. Sliding challenge is good. And the Trojans able to get it away. Number 28, Mackenzie Abbott, able to clear it for the Trojans, but North Greenville gets it right back. Here's Harvey with her first touch. Harvey has it pulled out of bounds, keeps it with North Greenville.
And Gray, another Trojan down.
And cannot get up, so this will stop the clock. So another thing that's been pretty rare stoppage. But most of them coming here in the second half. Some fatigue might be setting in. Have had a constant breeze ongoing as Mount Olive already lining up the substitute to come in. Got number 14, Amanda Allen, freshman out of Wilmington, North Carolina. She will come in. And a Trojan being helped off. Still don't have a number yet. We'll get that to you as soon as we have one. Referee ready to play on as that is number 17, Kristen Fairman, the injured Trojan, helped off the field and will take a seat on the bench. So 19 minutes to go here in the second half as we've passed the 70-minute mark. And time running out on the Trojans, definitely not on their side. Pagliaro breaking for the defensive play, and ultimately it will be rewarding at forcing Mount Olive to hustle up. And the bad pass from Bearden kicked out of bounds by the Trojans.
You wouldn't know by the way she's playing that she's only played 37 minutes on the season coming in and been injured for a month.
Yeah, it's almost she's not even thinking about that right knee brace. There's been a stellar game.
And another corner kick coming to the side of North Greenville.
7-2 in favor of the corner kicks, in favor of North Greenville. Matching subs for both teams. Joelle Chick back on for North Greenville. Vanessa Carrera on for Mount Olive. Cross coming on. Foot way far wide right, headed just missing wide right of the post.
North Greenville that close to going up 5-0 on the afternoon. Shelby Shepard checking back in.
And a quick outing there for Taylor Harvey. Another North Greenville foul. Now each team with 18 fouls. Well, that shot, the header there coming from Taylor Harvey, so Harvey into the stat book with a shot. She becomes the 12th Lady Crusader today just to have a shot. Frudiger has to pop that one up. Boy, that one caught the wind and died and trickles out of bounds back to Mount Olive. 18 shots today from 12 different players for North Greenville to put that into perspective. Mount Olive 3 shots from 2. Zoe Jenkins with the latest foul.
And Gray, this clock starts tipping towards the 90th minute. You got to be sitting here, if you're a fan of this Mount Olive Trojans team, wondering what's going on. This team typically picked towards the top of the Conference Carolina's rankings. Here, threatening to go down 1-2 in the conference.
Yeah, 1-1 coming in, and they had to do some schedule shuffling because of the hurricane as well. So that's why it may seem like some of their games are missing on their schedule. It's for good reason, trying to get people out of there.
And a goalkeeper change coming towards North Greenville. Brianna Rowe coming out of the net.
That will put number 1, Annie Miller, the redshirt freshman from Harris, North Carolina, into the match.
And right here, if you're the Mount Olive Trojans, you're thinking you have 15 minutes on a goalkeeper that hasn't played this entire match. You have to get down towards the other end of this field and try and take advantage any way you can to try and break this down.
And Coach Robinson trying to get some more experience spread around.
Also in that same substitution, Abby Robinson and Michaela Gleed coming back on. So a different look for the final 15 minutes here for this North Greenville Lady Crusader team.
Trojans on the right side of the field to try and get stuff done, though. Kiki Spence trying to track it down. North Greenville lets it go out of bounds for the goal kick. Looks like Mount Olive might have been wanting a foul. Referee just putting his hands up. No call will stand.
Great to finish that thought on Mount Olive falling under 500 on the Conference Carolina season so far. North Greenville here, if they are so able to keep this 4-0 win intact, or any win for that matter. About to move 3 games above 500.
Yeah, and only a loss away from being tied with the lead with Limestone. But the road runs through Gaffney, South Carolina at this point.
Absolutely, it always does. But North Greenville, frustratingly, the last few seasons, been sitting at about a 4 seed and having to play Limestone at some point in the conference tournament. A 4 or a 5 in that matchup leading up to the 1. And not having much success at all against the Saints in postseason tournament play. So if this result does hold, North Greenville sitting second in the conference behind Limestone, that does, at least for the moment, avoid an early match in the tournament.
And they do at least already own a tiebreaker over Erskine. Beat them earlier in the year 3-2. And the offside flag is going to go up against North Greenville.
Yeah, Glebe just a little too far ahead.
North Greenville does not play Erskine the rest of the year, so they do own the head-to-head, it looks like, at least according to the schedule that we have. So even if you do finish, no matter what Erskine does, as long as you can finish in a tie or ahead of them, you own the tiebreaker.
And at this point, you mentioned that all roads go through Gaffney right now with the Limestone Saints, but if you can avoid early postseason play against Limestone and put as many games between you and that team as possible, chances are you're not the team that has to upset them.
It has happened, but extremely rare. Shelby Shepard trying to get a touch, and Mount Olive wanting a foul, and will be rewarded with one there.
Carly Denneberg getting set to sub back on, along with 4 more Crusaders standing right behind the bench.
The goalkeeper there on the free kick sent it out of bounds. So Denneberg will be first on for North Greenville. Here comes Victoria Valentine and Mary Purrier as well. And Mount Olive missing some games on their stat sheet, but 1 canceled and 2 postponed due to Hurricane Florence. We're talking about that just a few minutes ago, so that is why their conference record appears lower than North Greenville's at the moment, as they have not played all of their games and had the 2 conference games postponed against Erskine and Belmont Abbey, so they're having to make up those later on in October.
And North Greenville with a bit of an advantage, getting as many games they possibly could have gotten in, and also making them up as early as possible. The hefty reschedule isn't going to affect them on into October as much as it is this Mount Olive team and some of the other teams in the Conference Carolinas.
And North Greenville able to get a little bit of a lucky schedule as Abby Robinson breaking in, lining up to the corner, or lining up down the middle, and the offside flag is up.
Yeah, everyone on Mount Olive just stopped playing because they knew that one was going to get whistled offside. Bit of a late whistle, but same result towards the Trojans.
North Greenville women's soccer at least only had to get 1 soccer game scheduled. That was against Emmanuel, and they've already made that one up.
And a win at that, so double the success on that one.
And Hurricane's one of those external circumstances you can't really help. So well under 10 minutes to go. Frigger lines up a shot downfield. And And now a little bit of pressure here as the Trojans send Amy Darrow forward. And Darrow giving fits to Miller. And Mount Olive just not bringing numbers they need forward.
You're still sitting here, and kind of surprisingly, 3 on the back line, and the midfielders really not pressing forward.
Perrier moving up, and the offside flag is up.
He's off the crossbar anyway.
Well, I thought the offside flag was up, but they played on anyway.
The ball ended up going right back to Mount Olive anyway, so just go ahead and play advantage after everything.
Now here's Madison Kelly, sophomore just down the road in Greenville out of Eastside High School. Former Eagle will come on in place of Zoe Jenkins.
And Blaine subbing back on for the Trojans after getting attended to by the training staff.
And we're looking at that left knee, so no tape. Just been iced up and ready to go. Olive turnover again, shot chipped up and saved by Frudiger. North Greenville now just firing at will at the goal now.
With a 4-0 lead with 7 minutes to play. Nothing really to lose as long as you don't start losing attention to your defense.
And now Michaela Gleed, she has rotated up to that front line. She joins Valentine and Denneberg, who's anchoring the middle. Abby Robinson breaking through, goes to Denneberg, to Perrier. Perrier didn't get a good contact on it, and she'll turn it over.
Now back to North Greenville with another chance to set up.
Joelle Chick to Gleed, looking for Denneberg, headed away, back to Gleed. Strike on, and will drift way right for a goal kick.
Great, I gotta say, this game plan from Coach Robinson really working out. No true forwards playing through and just essentially just playing a back line and a front line.
And they've really found something that works here, and it's worked the past couple of games, and don't think it could have worked any better today.
Absolutely not, it couldn't have.
And looking ahead at the schedule for North Greenville, you go on the road to Bristol, Tennessee, be at King on Saturday, September 29th. Then you've got a non-conference matchup against Georgia College here at home. That non-conference there, I think Georgia College out of the Peach Belt. Then you're right back into conference play against Shawan, who's having a tough year, 1-3 overall. And then
first full season as a member of the Conference Carolinas, too.
Right.
So not quite up to the familiarity with these Conference Carolinas teams yet.
And North Greenville pressing left wing again. And into the box, and saved at the last second by Frudiger. And that was Valentine trying to sneak it into that lower left corner.
Had the space and the opportunity. Valentine had to really make a double take for it. But here, under 5 minutes to play, this game is starting to get away from the Trojans. Very few opportunities left.
Gleed trying to backheel it to Denneberg. Chip shot up and scores. Denneberg finally gets that goal she's been looking for all day. And it is 5-0 North Greenville.
Just absolutely great play right there. A backheel to set that one up, find the space for number 15. And great, you put it up right there. 5 on the board, 5-0.
That ties the season high in goals scored in a game on the season for North Greenville.
And at this point, it's going to stand as the biggest goal differential on the season for North Greenville as well.
Yeah, North Greenville, they've only pitched one shutout all season. That was the double overtime win against Lees McRae. In the game, it almost seemed like nobody wanted to score in. So North Greenville trying to keep the clean sheet for the final 4:10. It's saved by Annie Miller coming to cover that one. And after today, it does not get any easier for Mount Olive. This is the start of a 3-game road trip. They are here today, at Lees-McRae on Saturday, at Chowan on October the 3rd, and then they don't get a home game until October the 6th against King.
And Gray, at this point in the conference, they're going to have to win at least one of those 2 road games left.
And they absolutely are. A double sub there for North Greenville. Mackenzie Neff and Maggie Shop back in.
Denneberg and Gleed both subbing off for what will likely be the final time of the match.
The assister and goal scorer there. 22 shots for North Greenville, 15 of them have been on goal, and they've got 5 goals to show for it.
Coach Andy Robinson just finally seems to have clicked on a game plan that this lineup is just absolutely taken to heart, and it's working out wonders.
That's Valentine slow to get up. She is able to get up, and the ball came right back to her. And now more contact. As that was Shop. That was Shop who was down the first time, got back up, and then going out and playing. Looks like she's going to play football over at Yount Stadium, going in there on the tackle against Samantha Bearden. 2nd down. And that reminds me, how about North Greenville University football? Picked next to last in the Gulf South Conference and getting a first ever Gulf South Conference win over Delta State, and first win over Delta State in program history.
Good showing so far for that program. Gonna be interesting to see how this team reacts for a race towards a crown in the conference. Seeing as this team's been an independent for many years, just something new to play for. Maybe. Not just striving towards a postseason berth, but rather going all out and trying to find a conference win as well.
And maybe finally get some respect in that D2 national title chase. Here's Perrier and goalkeeper Frudiger stepping in the way of that one. Of course, not sure if I'd expect them to, but you still got one game to make up against Mississippi College. I would think the conference would suggest that they do.
And if they can't get that game made up, you're going to be looking towards bye week later in the season to try and fill it up there with a different team if that one doesn't work out.
And another North Greenville foul. Almost a minute left in the second half. And North Greenville trying to post a clean sheet for only the 2nd time all season through 8 games.
And they're not done yet. They're trying to find a 6th goal in the day.
Looking down for number 9 as Hope Robson chased into the corner. Looking for something in the box. No such doing. Out of bounds. North Greenville ball.
And a throw in coming towards for Hope Robson.
Takes a hop. Headed out by the Trojans. And sent right back in. Perrier, can she line one up? No, it's deflected. It'll be a corner kick for North Greenville with 15 seconds to go.
And not really going to be in much of a rush here.
Now Perrier is. She wants a goal. She's got the ball down, already lining up the strike, and curls it left. Joelle Chick gets a foot to it, and it will be running out of time for North Greenville. That was number 18, Madison Kelly, who will run us out of time. And North Greenville pitches the shutout. Clean sheet on the board for Brianna Rowe and Annie Miller. who saw time today back in goal for North Greenville. A 5-0 win for North Greenville over the University of Mount Olive. So rapid reaction for us here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. What a performance, as that is the 5th win on the season for North Greenville. They'll improve to 5-3 overall, 4-1, a game out of the lead for the conference standings. Mount Olive drops to 2-3, 1-2 in the Conference Carolinas, as North Greenville will finish with 22 shots, 15 of them on goal, 2 saves for Rowe and Miller. 8-2 in the corner battle. North Greenville wins that again. 11-11 fouls for the Lady Crusaders. 8 for Mount Olive. North Greenville will go down being called offsides 4 times. I think Mount Olive is it says 2. I think it's 3. And North Greenville's defense only holds Mount Olive to 3 different players able to take a shot. Elena Espacia with 2, Jalen Brown with 1, and Kaylee Larson with 1. For North Greenville, last time I checked, it was 12 different players for the Lady Crusaders that were able to get those shots. So let's see, let's count them up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that 14?
14 different players for 22 shots on the season, or on the game, not even on the season.
Carly Denneberg led the team with 5 shots, did finally get rewarded with a goal for it. Megan Beal, a goal on 4 shots. Ariana Perry, a goal on 1 shot. Sarah Hazelwood with a penalty kick, counts for her goal and her shot. Aiden Boatwright with a goal on a shot for North Greenville, and that tallies it up to 5. For the assists, it will be Abby Robinson ending up with an assist, Perrier with an assist, Michaela Glee with a nice back heel to Carly Denneberg for her goal.
Her first assist of the season as well.
On the assist. So Denneberg gets her 2nd goal of the season. North Greenville wins at 5-0. A few more players for NGU get their first goals of the season. Talking about Hazelwood got her 2nd goal on the penalty kick there. Megan Beal got her 3rd goal. And
Perry ends up with her first. Boatwright ends up with her first.
Those all coming in the Perry's coming in the first half. Boatwright's coming in the first half. It was 2-0 at the end of the first half. North Greenville tacks on 3 more to shut out Mount Olive by a score of 5-0 to round up this home match here at Pepsi Stadium.
And now North Greenville moving with those goal scorers. Just to close in on that thought, 11 different Crusaders have scored a goal so far this season.
Talk about distribution of play. And so one more soccer match coming up here today at Pepsi Stadium. That will be the makeup against Emmanuel College in the men's game. So North Greenville men's soccer, they're looking very strong on the season too. So they'll be taking on Emmanuel later on today. First kick for that match starting at 7 o'clock. And women's volleyball, of course, will be picking up from Hayes Gymnasium at 7 as well. So North Greenville men's soccer 4-2-1 overall, 1-1-1 in the Conference Carolinas. Put their 1-0-1 home record on the line here at Pepsi Stadium as they host Emmanuel at 7. So we'll be back with you as we are broadcasting both. We will be with you over in Hayes Gymnasium should you choose to watch that one. So you don't have an excuse for not watching. There's plenty to watch here from North Greenville University on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. So your final score here for Pepsi Stadium, North Greenville 5, Mount Olive nothing in this women's soccer matchup on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. Don't forget you can follow all North Greenville athletics at nguathletics.com and keep up with us at on the North Greenville Sports Network at youtube.com/North Greenville Sports Network. And of course, don't forget to check out the Conference Carolinas Digital Network, the central hub for all Conference Carolina schools. So for myself, Grace Sullivan, for Alan Ellis, signing off here from Pepsi Stadium for the day. We'll rejoin you later on this evening from Hayes Gymnasium for North Greenville women's volleyball right here on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network.